Okay, guys, we're here today with Henry Cejudo. Huge honor for me. Guys, 2 times UFC champion, the youngest, the Olympic wrestling champion in 2008. He was the youngest one to win at that time, and in the history. And he's well known as the Triple C. And and guys, today Henry's gonna teach us here how to knock down a bigger and stronger opponent. So his last match on UFC against Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is like 5'9" and he's 5'4", and he was able to knock him out. So what do you do, Henry, when you're fighting against someone much bigger than you?
Well, you have to understand like your stature. You have to understand your gifts too. Remember that they say there's 7 pounds of pressure that can knock somebody out. So let's say, and I would have never want to fight Bernardo. He's too much of a sweetheart. Plus, if he grabs a hold of me, he's gonna choke me to death. So again, first things first is you have to understand the distance. Understand that I cannot let this bigger man get a hold of me, right? And especially if the bigger man knows that I'm a wrestler, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use the psychology of it. So what I'm going to end up doing is like me and Bernardo, we're in a street fight or whatever. Yep. And I'm going to say it again, man. I would not want to fight. I would not want to mess up that pretty face. So what I would do is, again, it's distance. You don't want that bigger, heavier guy to grab a hold of you because there is a power discrepancy. You have to make sure that you're going to be able to what? To use your size, to use your speed, and to manipulate him thinking that you're going to do something that he's not aware of. So again, I'm going to go back to, you have to take risks against bigger man. So let's say if I was to fight him back in UFC 1 or 2, I would definitely be at distance, be at bay with him, just kind of figuring him out, understanding his movement. And then what I would do is I would fake a shot. I would fake a takedown. But at the same time, I'm going to have to take a risk to cover distance. So as I take a risk to cover distance, whereas as soon as I break the fight zone, I'm in the safe zone right now because of distance, and as soon as I break it into the fight zone, I'm going to fake the takedown, making it exactly what he just did. Now I'm going to come up. Remember, 7 pounds of pressure. Uppercut, left hook, right hand. And that's all she wrote. You want to knock somebody out that's 265 pounds, talk to Triple C. You fake that damn takedown. You go to that uppercut, left hook, right hand, and night. Boa noite, Cinderella.
So, Henry, your goal is you want to fake something because I'm much bigger than you, or your opponent's much bigger than you, and you expect that there's like you guys could be probably like same level. You want to fake something, and then when you fake, you take the risk. Yeah,
exactly. It's typically what you just did right now too. Now you had no idea what I was about to do, but your natural instinct was to do this.
Got it.
Right now, that's when I have to invest. So let's go over it. Let's review it a couple more times. So again, distance. As soon as I fake, like I'm gonna take him down exactly. I'm gonna have to jump. I'm gonna have to use all the power and all the strength that I have, right, to climb in with that uppercut, that left hook, and that right hand. Against a bigger guy, you have to be precise. The first one may not knock him out. The second one may not knock him out. But let's hope that third one knocks him out.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, you're not hitting him with only 1 punch. You have 3 punches. So if you do first one, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll be honest with you, Bernardo. Like if that first one catches, again, it's all about precision. If you're able to hit the exact spot against a bigger man, with the heaviness that they do have, you're able to rattle this. Man, it's gonna be a night.
No, man, that's amazing. Oh, Henry, and I love like how you were so successful like mixing up the martial arts. So for example, you came from wrestling, but you have a great boxing. And yesterday you were even telling us that you have some karate as well, and you use it in a bunch of matches. So how do you approach that, like mixing up all type of martial arts? And then you become probably like the best combative athlete in the history of the MMA,
sports.
Right? I mean, like you won the Olympics in wrestling and you won UFC twice. Nobody has ever done that.
Yeah. So, I think more importantly is understanding the gifts that you have. It's understanding that the more you understand your biomechanics, who you are as a fighter. Like I'm 5'4", a twisted steel, sex appeal. But I understand that his length is also a gift too. So I have to isolate his fire with my water. You see, but mine could also be fire too. So it all depends. When you recognize you have a gift, and I've recognized at a very young age, That's what's made me successful. So I always tell people there's a couple of things that makes the 1% of the 1%. If you really stop and think of everything that's happened to you. And I call it heart and ability. What is your heart? Your heart is the goodness of your mind. Your heart is not your cardiovascular. Your heart is your desire, your will, your passion. Your heart is something that you want to suffer for in order to obtain. And now what is your ability? Your ability is genetically through your parents, but ability is also through the coaching, through the training partners that you have. And you have to put yourself in the proper situation in order for you to become the absolute best. So I've seen this a lot, Bernardo. There's been a lot of people training at the Olympic Training Center at a very young age that were trying to make 2 or 3 Olympic teams that could never make it. They had the heart, but their ability was down here. And your job is to connect the heart and the ability. And you want to be the 1% of the 1%ers, connect the heart and the ability.
Oh, Henry, and last thing, like yesterday you were showing us like the instruction that you're actually shooting today and how you describe a fight. So you describe a fight with 5 different topics, right? So attack, counter, take risks. So can you explain that? That was like one of the most amazing like fights description that ever.
Yeah, no, if you really think about it as a competitor, you've always had it, Bernardo, because obviously you're a former world champ and you're in the game, you're well respected. I've always known I've had it too, but when you really go down and deeply think about kind of some of the things that you've done, what separated you against the rest, I call it these 5 senses. I call it attack, counterattack, anticipate, feel, and take risks. These are the 5 things when people ask me when I was competing in wrestling, when I was competing in fighting. It's the same thing for jiu-jitsu. It's the same thing for any combative sport. It's the same thing for all these sports. The only thing that would change would just be the mindset of it, the different attributes. So, what is attack? Attack is a gift that you have. You're just an offensive guy that likes to go out there and attack. Counterattack is somebody that, again, you're going to use all these, but you have certain gifts in all these. And then counterattack is somebody that attacks the counter, pretty self-explanatory. The attacker. Anticipate is right before somebody. My brother was that. My brother Angel.
You're a step ahead.
Yeah, he was just a step ahead. And Russians are like that in wrestling. As soon as you do this, you don't have to counter. You don't have to throw nothing. As soon as you boom, they're in on you. That's anticipate. Feel is more of me. It's either understanding like the grappling aspect, or just feel can also mean like understanding like just the competition.
The big picture of the fight.
The big picture of the fight. Like you're more of a feel is you being more of a competitor. And then the most important one of them all is taking risk. And the reason why I say the most important of them all is because the people that take risks, they're all about winning. So at times when you do compete, you're gonna have to be able to add these depending on who you compete against, and then you turn it into a card game. If your strength is number 1 against another guy that's strength is number 1, you're gonna have to there's gonna have to be honesty involved. So if his attack is greater than your attack, then that means that you're gonna have to focus on counterattack in order for you to beat him. So again, it's a numbers game, it's a probability game, and I'm just here to share.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. Yeah, so guys, we just shot this entire structure with Henry Cejudo, all about his striking game. And it's going to be at IBJJFanatics.com and dynamicstriking.com. And as I just said, like he's probably like the best combative athlete in the history of the sport. Like nobody has ever won like the Olympics on wrestling and won the UFC twice. So super excited about it, and make sure to check that out. Very soon it's going to be at dynamicstriking.com and IBJJFanatics.com. Maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. So check that out. And thanks so much, Henry.
Yeah, no problem. Grazie. Thank you, brother.
Thanks. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.